Sànyàn ni bàbá aṣọ, àlárì bàbá ẹ̀wù, ọ̀gá lálágbá àlágbó eégún bó bá jẹ́ torin.
káwa tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ eré wa.
bó jẹ́ ti ìròyìn.
ojúlówó ìròyìn. gbogbo ohun tó yẹ ká gbọ́.
bó bá jẹ́ tèrè ìdárayá. nínú àṣà.
lè máa wéégún gbogbo ẹ ò lè wo ti wá.
ìjìnlẹ̀ FM may tẹ́sí mẹ́mà àlìsí 1820 sokak aramidere ezen youth nílùú Istanbul orílẹ̀-èdè Turkey àwa ni bàbá wọn.
ẹ̀yin ènìyàn wa ó ti jáde.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìwé tó ṣàlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ gbogbo tó yẹ kí a mọ̀.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìwé tó ṣàtúpalẹ̀ kó tó sun orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá débi tó ní.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ó tó ṣẹlẹ̀ síran Yorùbá tọ́mọ aláṣọ fi ń wá kìsà.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
tọ́mọ ẹlẹ́ran orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tó fi ń jogún.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìwé tàgbé jáde ò látọwọ́ Dr. Victor Olútaiwo.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìwé tó tọ́ka sí ohun tábò Yorùbá fi dì mẹ́rin.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder àti ìgbédè o ó ti jáde o. ìpolongo ìwé yìí wà fún rírà láti dáàbò bo orílẹ̀-èdè wa ó ṣe pàtàkì lọ́ra tiẹ̀. ìwé tó máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ bórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣe bọ́ lóko ẹrú torílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá abọ́lọ́kọ afipámúnisìn àfipágbénipa torílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá nation adádúró. ìwé yìí tún wà fún bá ṣe lè dáàbò bo orílẹ̀-èdè wa ṣe wá rí bó ṣe pàtàkì tètè lọ́ra tiẹ̀. àgbájọwọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká fi sọ́ya bó ṣe bó ṣùṣù ọwọ́ ló lè pé ṣíṣí. Yorùbá nation á ṣe é ṣe fún wa o. Nàìjíríà ongoing powder lọ́ra tiẹ̀. àgbájọ owó tábàárí papọ̀ ó máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti gba orílẹ̀-èdè tuntun. Yorùbá nation ó ti jáde o ìwé tuntun tá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
kí wọ́ra òwe kémi ra àjọgbé lárugẹ.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
fún ìdáàbòbò àti lọ síwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìjìnlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ohun tó sún orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá débi tó dé.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
ìjìnlẹ̀ ohun tó mú orílẹ̀-èdè tó kù tán fi débi tán délé ni.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀.
Nàìjíríà ongoing powder látọwọ́ Dr. Victor
ó
Olútaiwo.
ti jáde o yára lọ ra tiẹ̀.
owó tabari kójọ lórí polongo á lè wúlò.
fún ìdáàbòbò ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá.
Join Dr. Victor Olútaiwo and the entire family of Oduduwa Redemption Alliance at the launching of high-powered book titled Nigeria on Gunpowder, The Climax of Misrule. The book is available for protections of our country and to know what led Yoruba nation and others to where they are today and how to regain total freedom of our country, Yoruba nation. And all says made from this book shall be used for protection and improvement of our country, Yoruba nation. The launch
nítorí wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni mo jẹ́ Odùduwà tọkàntọkàn ní tiwa àwa ò lè gbà káwọn kan máa mú wa lẹ́rú òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún.
nítorí wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni mo jẹ́ Odùduwà tọkàntọkàn ní tiwa àwa ò lè gbà káwọn kan máa mú wa lẹ́rú òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún.
nítorí wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni mo jẹ́ Odùduwà tọkàntọkàn ní tiwa àwa ò lè gbà káwọn kan máa mú wa lẹ́rú.
Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró torí ìyà yìí ti pọ̀jù. Odùduwà Republic á dúró òmìnira dé. Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró torí ìyà yìí ti pọ̀jù. Odùduwà Republic á dúró òmìnira dé. Òmìnira dé o, ìyà yìí ti pọ̀jù fún wa. Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró òmìnira.
ayé ti gbójú Odùduwà Republic àdúrà òmìnira adé.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kó lè ṣe iṣẹ́. Odùduwà ó dúró káwọn tákùn fìdí múlẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kó lè ṣe iṣẹ́. Odùduwà ó dúró káwọn tákùn fìdí múlẹ̀.
Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró sórí ìyà ayé ti gbójú Odùduwà Republic rán òmìnira adé.
Torí mi lọ́wọ́ lọ́lọ́kùn ọdún o, ọjọ́ kan ló ń tán bá. Ìyà tó jọmọ fọjọ́ pípẹ́ bí ọ̀pọ̀ ọmọ ṣíwọ́ lẹ́yìn ọmọ.
Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró sórí ìyà ayé ti gbójú Odùduwà Republic àdúrà òmìnira adé.
Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà àti gbogbo aláàtò tí ó wà ní ìdí gbígbé àṣà àti ìṣe ọmọ kóòtù òjíire lárugẹ. Ní pàápàá jùlọ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí à ń rí àti ní abẹ́lẹ̀ kí orílẹ̀-èdè Odùduwà ìyẹn Odùduwà Republic lè dúró. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni ọlọ́dún tó mọ àrè á dì yín mú, àwọn alálẹ̀ á kí yín lẹ́yìn, Olódùmarè á gbé gbogbo àṣẹ tèdùmarè. Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa fi ọwọ́ sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú gbígbé orílẹ̀-èdè Odùduwà kalẹ̀. Orílẹ̀-èdè Odùduwà ní ìrètí tí a ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran Yorùbá láti dé ibi tí ọkàn wa ń fẹ́. Bí a bá wo ìyà tí ó ti ń jẹ àwa ìran Yorùbá bọ̀ látẹ̀yìn, a ó rí wípé ìyà yìí pọ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ tí à ń gbé ìgbé ayé ẹrú ní orílẹ̀-èdè tí a pè ní tiwa. Kò sí àǹfààní tí ó péye láti dé ibi àṣẹ ní orílẹ̀-èdè tí a pè ní tiwa yìí. Ikú ìyà, ikú ẹ̀sín, ìpakúpa ni wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí ó bá ń fi òtítọ́ inú ṣe iṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ ó wá dára kí ọmọ ẹlẹ́ran kí ó máa jẹgun? Ṣé ó dára bí kí ọmọ aláṣọ kí ó máa wọ àkísà? Ǹjẹ́ ó sunwọ̀n kí ọmọ onílé kí ó máa gbé ẹ̀yìn odi? Ẹ jẹ́ kí a rò ó kí a má bàa fi ohun tí a fẹ́ jẹ bà ohun tí a fẹ́ jẹ jẹ́. Kí a má ta ara wa dànù kí iṣẹ́ àwọn baba ńlá wa tí ó ti lọ ó má bàa parun. Kí ìran wa tí ó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn kí ó lè máa sọ nípa tiwa wípé a ṣe ìwọ̀n tí a lè ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a fi ara wa ṣe òṣùṣù ọwọ̀ kí a dira wa mú nítorí pé àìkọ́wọ́rìn ejò ní jẹ́ ọmọ ejò níyà. Bí ọ̀ká bá ṣáájú tí sèbé tẹ̀lé tí paramọ́lẹ̀ àti òjòlá ń wọ́ ruru tẹ̀lé wọn lẹ́yìn, kò ní sí ẹ̀dá kan tí ó lè fi igi na ọmọ ejò kankan pa láàrin wọn. Ìṣẹ̀dá Yorùbá ni ó dára jù nínú ìwà àti ìṣe. Yorùbá ní àpọ́nlé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń bọ̀wọ̀ fún àgbà. Ìṣẹ̀dá tí ó ní ààtò ni ìṣẹ̀dá tí Elédùà fi Yorùbá ṣe. Bí ọkùnrin bá jí ní òwúrọ̀ ní ilẹ̀ kóòtù òjíire, a dọ̀bálẹ̀ gbaraja a kí àwọn òbí rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bí ọmọbìnrin bá jí, a fi orókún méjèèjì kúnlẹ̀ a kí àwọn òbí rẹ̀. Àṣà tí ó wuyì ni àṣà wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé àṣà wa lárugẹ. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní ìdí ètò yìí kí Odùduwà Republic ó lè dúró. Mò ń bẹ̀ yín ní orúkọ Olódùn tó máa rè. Mò ń bẹ̀ yín ní orúkọ àwọn baba ńlá wa tí wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun ṣáájú wa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a fi inú kan ṣe é. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí a gba ìbọ̀dẹ̀ ti ara wa. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè sílẹ̀ fún alamí láàrin wa. Mo wá fẹ́ sọ ọ́ báyìí wípé tí a bá wá rí ẹnikẹ́ni nínú ìgbìmọ̀ yìí tí ó fẹ́ gba àbọ̀dè tí ọmọ Yorùbá tàbí tí ó ń ṣe ojú àwọn ọ̀tá nínú ìgbìmọ̀ dídá Odùduwà Republic sílẹ̀, kírú ẹni báyìí ó rí ìjà Ṣàngó ẹ máa pé àṣẹ. Àṣẹ. Kí ó rí ìjà Ṣànpọ̀nná ẹ pé àṣẹ. Àṣẹ. Kí ó rí ti Ọbàtálá ẹ pé àṣẹ. Àṣẹ. Kí ó wá rí ti Èṣù ọ̀dàrà onílé oríta ẹgbẹ́ àṣẹ. ẹ jẹ́ ká fi inú kan ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká jìjà yìí tọkàntọkàn kí àwọn alálẹ̀ kó lè fi gbogbo ọwọ́ sí i, kí wọ́n lè fi gbogbo ọkàn wọn sí i, kí wọ́n lè bá wa rin ìrìn àjò náà láṣẹ Elédùmarè.
Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró torí ìyà yìí ti pọ̀jù. Oduduwa Republic á dúró, òmìnira adé. Orílẹ̀-èdè mi á dúró torí ìyà yìí ti pọ̀jù. Oduduwa Republic á dúró, òmìnira adé.
Thanks for clicking on our channel. I will never support Yoruba nation, Obasanjo declares, gives reason. The former president declared that secession is not the way to go and promised his loyalty to a united Nigeria. Former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has said he will never support calls for secession. This is as he revealed why he doesn't believe in, and would never support the agitations for the Yoruba nation. Obasanjo said that secession is not the way to go and promised his loyalty to a united Nigeria. The former president argued that more can be achieved by having a united Nigeria than promoting agitations for the breakup of the country. Obasanjo made the submission during a retreat on inclusive security organized by the Global Peace Foundation in collaboration with Vision Africa. He said, "One thing that we've together in common is Nigeria. I have never used Yoruba nation, and I will never, because I believe that my Nigerianness is bigger than my Yorubaness, and neither my Yorubaness or Nigerianness should stand in the way of each other. For me, my Nigerianness is very important because I am more than what I should have been as a Nigerian than as a Oduduwa Republic man, and I believe that should be the case for every one of us. Why should the accident of my place of birth be a hindrance for me as a human being first of all, and for me as a Nigerian?" He questioned. Please watch Obasanjo as he speaks on Yoruba Nation. Thanks for watching.
I have never used Yoruba Nation, and I will never, because I believe that my Nigerianness is bigger than my Yorubaness, and neither my Yorubaness nor my Nigerianness should stand in the way of each other. For me, my Nigerianness is very important because I am more than what I should have been as a Nigerian than as an Oduduwa Republic man. And I believe that that should be the case for every one of us. And again, why should the accident of my place of birth be a hindrance for me as a human being, first of all, and for me as a Nigerian?
Greetings to everyone back home, and I say good evening to everybody watching this program tonight. First and foremost, mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa wípé a kó pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọjọ́ ìsinmi èní. Pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Ọlọ́run ọba, ẹ̀mí á ṣe púpọ̀ lókè èèpẹ̀. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò yìí, orí ètò wa ètò yín, ètò ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká tí gbogbo yín ti mọ̀ bí ẹni mowó. Ó tó ọjọ́ mẹ́ta tí a ti wá sórí YouTube ẹ̀yìn, to be precise on the 15th of this month, which was about 4 days ago. Bó ti jẹ́ pé almost every day ni à ń wá sí orí ètò. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa pàdé lórí Facebook wa, we really appreciate you. Àwọn kan wà tí yẹ pé tí wọn ò bá rí wa lórí Facebook, wọ́n wá sórí YouTube. And we have some of our viewers tí wọn ò bá rí wa lórí YouTube. They will try to go to the Facebook and find out maybe we are there. Wọn kì í miss ètò wa. Orí náà la ṣe ń urge pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bá wa lọ sí gbogbo social media handles wa pátá. Kẹ́ lọ má bá wa subscribe ńbẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́, this is Ijinle Radio Istanbul, Turkey, and my name remains Ijinle Marcus. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ojú tí ẹ fi ń wò wá kò ní fọ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni etí tí ẹ ń gbọ́ wa, tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ wa kò ní dì. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń béèrè wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, thank you so much, Yawa Yutade Blessing. Only with you or without you, sir, Yoruba nation will stand. In Jesus' name, amen. Ó ní àwọn kankan tí mo fẹ́ gbé yẹ̀wò lónìí, and tonight's program is going to be educative as usual. It's going to be educative, but we are not going to scream, we are not going to shout tonight. But I want you to listen to the program attentively and try as much as possible to digest it, because àwọn kankan wà tí ó farasin tó yẹ kí a mọ̀. It might not be what is going on. It might be what is going on around us, because tabaro ní program wa, we go forth and back. I'm going to try láti analyze àwọn kankan, then comparison, then I'm going to try láti distinguish. So that is the way we run our program, so that our people can learn immensely from our program. And tonight's program is not going to be different. Tabari video tí mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ play tán yìí, it really portrays the current rulers we have in Yoruba land. Àtẹ̀bádẹ̀ wo title program tálẹ́ yìí, ó sọ fún wa wípé how to actualize our Oduduwa nation. And that is what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we're going to discuss tonight, because that's the title of our program. We're not going to deviate. We're not going to leave it, and we're going to Amatushu Desale Kokoeni Enyenyowa. Now, how do we actualize our Yoruba nation? With the present crop of leaders that we have in Yoruba land, to budget won la fẹ́ fi ṣe, we are going nowhere. Now I would like to bring us our memory lane tonight to differentiate between our current leaders and the past leaders that were leading us back then, prior to the independence and shortly after the independence. ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ lórí bàbá wa kan tí mi ò ní lè ṣe kí n má sọ̀rọ̀ lórí wọn. That is, let me go to the past and bring the experience of the past. Let me go to the past and make the comparison between our then leaders and the current leaders that we have in Yoruba land. Now, how do we actualize this Yoruba nation? It's in your hand, it's in my hand. It's not in the hand of our crop of leaders, the crop of leaders that we have in Yoruba land, because Tabafe Fitiwonshe, they are already failures. And Afoju Tobanfi, Afoju Mono, both of them, or let me say all of them, are going to end up in a pit. In a pit. So we need to open our eyes. So let us learn from the mistakes they are making. I am more than what I should have been with Nigeria. So definitely he has already written himself over. He has written himself off. He didn't believe he was going to be somebody. But because of the crooked way that he took, he became somebody in Nigeria. And there is no way he could go back again and re-amend his way. That's a typical example of the leaders that we have, the current leaders that we have in our country today. And when I'm referring to our country, I'm not referring to Nigeria as a whole, because Nigeria is never a country. But I am referring to my beloved country, Oduduwa nation. The country in my heart. The country that I weep over every day. There is no single day in my own beloved country. Now, if you look at our leaders today, some of them call themselves Awoish or whatever. In their mouth, they are very close to this Baba, but in their heart, they are millions of miles afar off. Far away from him. Now there are some qualities tí mo fẹ́ kà jáde fún wa lẹ́ni tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún wa. And that is some of the attributes of good leaders in which Baba Awolowo possessed, but you won't lack the lives our current crop of rulers, because as I always say, I don't see them as leaders. Because if you see yourself, if you want us to see you as a leader, you need to portray, you need to act, and you need to behave like a leader. But they are mere rulers, not leaders. A good leader will be selfless. A good leader will not be material-minded. A good leader will be God-fearing as well as law-fearing. A good leader must have a listening ear. And a good leader must abstain from godfatherism. A good leader must be a complete gentleman with principles. And a good leader must always choose his followers by merit. Now, àwọn tí a nílé ní ẹjọ́, how many of them possess these qualities, or even one of these qualities? In Nigeria today, or let me say in Yoruba nation today, because I'm less concerned about Nigeria, because I don't see myself as a Nigerian, although I still go about with a passport, international passport, but deep down in me, I don't see myself a Nigerian. Àwọn mélòó nínú àwọn olórí wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lónìí ló wà selfless? Baba Olo was selfless. How many of our leaders today are not material minded? Baba Awolowo was not material minded leader. How many of our leaders today in Yoruba land, how many of them are not above the law? Baba Awolowo subjected himself under the law and under the fear of God. How many of our leaders today have that listening ears? If you are a good leader and you have a listening ear, then when your children or your followers are protesting, all you need to do as a good leader is to call them and hear them out. Àwọn mélòó ni wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lónìí? When they see people pretending, please, Mr. Cora Parker, let us give you this last warning. Please, do not come to this platform and advertise your products here, please. And I'm also urging our viewers back home, please be careful. Because we do not give anybody power or chance or opportunity to come to this platform, to any of our program, to advertise this product. If you want to advertise your product, you need to contact us. Then we are going to make a thorough investigation about your product, because I don't want anything that will soil my name. Please, we are begging you in the name of whatever you're serving. And if you do not believe in anything, please, we are begging you with your conscience, please, do not come here and post advertisement on this platform anymore. Thank you so much. Àwọn olórí wa lónìí, when you are protesting, tẹ́ bá ń fi ẹ̀hónú hàn, the next thing you will see is, you see soldiers, you see DSS, you see policemen, and you see all the security men coming around, shooting sporadically at the protesters. And meanwhile, in advanced country, kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Now, godfatherism is the order of the day nínú politics wa lénìí. Godfatherism. Baba Awolowo never believed in that. That was what gave him an edge over every other politician before, during, and after his time in that location 419. Thank you so much for showing us love tonight, for giving us the love stickers. Thank you for all those emojis. Thank you very much, and God bless you as you do so. But please endeavor to share this program, to share our platform. Invite all your contacts to come over and subscribe. God bless you all. Now, today, wọ́n ní bàbá sọ wípé bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí, a bá pàdé àwọn ẹlòmíì níta, if not for the fact that ìlú tá a wà pé ìlú tó lófin ni, tí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sì ṣe wà, á dàbí kẹ́lòmíì kó nà wá kó ṣe wá léṣe when we saying do not vote for Tinubu, or do not, let's fight for our nation and our freedom. Why? Because wọ́n ti rán wọn níyè. wọ́n ti kó wọn lọ́pọlọ lọ. Tinubu, as a person, I do not hate him, but I hate all his characters. I hate all his characters, but I don't hate him as a human being. Because the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. It says, love your enemies and pray for those that persecute you. But do not forget, in that same Bible, in the book of Luke, it says, if you have clothes, sell it to buy weapon. That is to protect yourself. Yeah, God, for that reason, all the Lagos State investments under his pocket. He was a senator. He was a governor for eight years in Lagos. Now he wants to become the president of a nation called Nigeria. His wife has been a senator for years. His daughter, Iyaloja of the whole Lagos State. And one of his children is also going for governorship, Lagos State governorship. Are we here to save him, or he is here to save us? What has he done to enhance the lives, the standard of living in Lagos and the lives of the Lagosians? What has he done so far? Nothing. He hasn't done something. He hasn't done anything that will warrant him to become the president of a nation. He doesn't even love his people. As a governor, as a Lagosian, as Asiwaju of Lagos, they are fighting our people, enslaving our people with poverty and hunger. You know, sometimes when I tell our people that we're fighting war in Nigeria, they don't believe. Why did you say we are fighting war? We are fighting Cold War. Our Cold War is more dangerous and more deadly than the Civil War. Now, how many of our leaders today in Yoruba land is a complete gentleman? Mélòó nínú wọn ló lè sọ pé òun ò ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ ènìyàn sílẹ̀? How many of them? Let's ask ourselves these questions and give answer to it. How many of them shows their followers or their staff by merit? These are the things to differentiate Baba Awolowo from the crop of foolish rulers that we have in Yoruba land. Now, how do we gain our freedom? How do we gain our nation, our Oduduwa nation? This is where we're going today. Very simple arithmetic and very simple logic. Very simple steps to be taken. We do not need the whole weapons of this world to get our freedom. But at the same time, we need some people to be part of this movement to get it. And what is happening today to affect us as a nation doesn't come from our crop of leaders in Yoruba nation alone. Even some of the leaders, I want to join Jai. Some of them are selfish. Some of them are material minded. Some of them are not law and God fearing. Some of them do not have listening ears. which means they are not listening leaders. And some of them will even be worse than Tinubu in terms of godfatherism. If you get closer to them, you will understand what I'm saying or what I'm trying to say. Some of them are not gentle at all. When you look at them from afar off, you will be thinking that, wow, this man is gentle, this man will be kind, this man will love his people. But when you get closer to them, that is when you know their true color, what they are made of. Some of them are partial in judgment, choosing their followers, doing anything, think of anything at all. They are partial. Now, how did we get our nation called Nigeria? How did we get it independent? Or how did our fathers then and our mothers got Nigeria independent? We can go back to this and learn a lot from it. Especially we Yorubas in diaspora. We the Yorubas that have this financial capability, and we the Yorubas that have the strength, the connection, the contact. If we want to get our nation, when, how, I don't know. But I am cocksure that we are going to get our nation. Come rain, come shine. It's not going to be easy. Anyway, I believe that, and I know ẹni tó bá fẹ́ sọ òótọ́ will tell you that it's not going to be easy to get our nation. I am not saying this to discourage us, but mo kàn sọ láti open ojú wa, just to let us know what lies ahead of us. Now, there are some things we are getting it totally, completely wrong. Either in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, or on this agitation. There are some things in totally wrong way. Tí ò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ at all. Let us learn, because I so much appreciate the life of Baba Awolowo that I make sure I learn about his characters, his person, his personality, his way of life, way of reasoning, way of thinking, way of talking, way of behaving. That is why, and I am motion try láti understand wọn. But with the little Timothy learn nípa wọn, I believe he was such a unique human being tí a ò lè rí, tí ò common. You can only see somebody like him in a generation. But I pray to God always deep down, láti inú mi wípé God should hear the crying of the Yoruba people and give us a leader that will be like Baba Awolowo, a selfless human being, God-fearing human being, a leader with listening ear, that is not material-minded. A man that put the love of his people ahead and above his own. Why are we not celebrating him today? We are not celebrating him today because his way of life completely and totally different from the way of the lives of our current leaders. Ó ní ènìyàn bí ìgbín ló ń he ìgbín, ẹni bí ahun òun ló ń rí ahun he. Awolowo was in Britain when he started fighting for the Yoruba nation. If I'm not mistaken, he founded a group called Oduduwa, if I'm not mistaken, in 1948, back then in UK. He fought tooth and nail and gave us that independence. How did he achieve it? You and I need to sit down. We can equally achieve the Yoruba nation independent in such a way, but in another dimension. And the other dimension I will not mention here on air. Because gbogbo aṣọ kọ́ là ń sá lórùn. By the special grace of God, before this week runs out, I am going to I want to host a philanthropist, an outspoken woman, a lion-hearted woman that believes in our agitation, in achieving Yoruba nation, actualizing the Yoruba nation. A woman like a man that is going to open our eyes the more, in the like of Mrs. Kudirat Abiola, by the special grace of God. By the special grace of God. We're working on it. She's going to open our eyes the more. We need somebody like her. We need some other people like that. And we are urging all the philanthropists, the Yoruba philanthropists, ẹ má máa fi ojú tug kẹ́ẹ̀fi wo our agitators, especially with the presenters. We are doing our best on daily basis to make sure that we draw the attention of our people back home and our people across the world to see the reasons we need to get our nation. We may be evangelizing in a diversified ways, different ways, because you cannot compare Ijinle Marcus with Olayomi Koiki. You cannot compare Olayomi Koiki with Omoba Alano. And you cannot compare Omoba Alano to Baba Ekiti. Baba Ekiti is completely different from Omoluka. Baba Rukpore is a different person entirely. But what I want you to make use from whatever we are saying is that particular point called freedom. We are in bondage. The Yorubas are home in diaspora. We are in complete bondage. Look at what happened to our brothers and sisters today in Togo. They were coming from America, from the US. Having transit in Togo, they paid for their tickets and for their trip to and fro. But getting to Togo, airline ní àwọn ò lè gbé wọn because wọ́n ti were fully loaded. Those people were trying to, but we paid. Look at how they were being molested, rough-handed, pinned down, handcuffed by the Togolese police security men. That is the Nigeria that you and I found ourselves. And we are not supposed to be subjected as a citizen of a country, the giant of Africa, to be subjected to such a treatment. And I am very sure our government will not say anything. They will not even talk because they are less concerned. Your life doesn't matter to them. They don't care about who you are. They don't care. Now, we are talking about how Awolowo became a successful leader. He didn't just wake up one day and became a leader, and become a leader rather. Became a leader. He started from somewhere. I came across a letter he wrote to one, maybe Adetola or Oduduwa or whatever, begging him to lend him £1,400 to go abroad and study. This man refused to lend him the money, and the man was a millionaire then. Awolowo promised to pay the money back within 12 years. He refused to lend him the money. But funny enough, Awolowo did so many menial jobs, a lot of menial jobs. And he could sponsor himself to UK to study. And that is what differentiates. I want to talk about what differentiates the leaders from ruler. Selfish one and selfless one. At exactly that 12 years, Awolowo has already sponsored over 50 people abroad to study. About 12 years, we are talking about how did Awolowo achieve his success within 8 years. Building the first skyscraper in Africa, building the first Olympic stadium in Africa, the first radio and television station in Africa, the first street lights in Africa, the first free education in Africa, the first free health in Africa, the fourth best hospital in the whole Commonwealth, and so many other things like that. He achieved it because he was a visionary. He was a visionary. So he didn't believe in himself alone. He didn't believe he should achieve everything in the whole world. How many mansions Awolowo Nileni? Nothing. We are celebrating Awolowo because of his selflessness. How many of our leaders today can be celebrated like Awolowo? Nobody. Me or a single person among them. That is why I am calling all the Yorubas, especially with the youths, that still believe that we are youth, either at 70, at 80, at 90, at 100, at 15, 10. If you believe you are a youth and you have the love of your land at heart, let's come together and fight for the freedom of our people. For freedom. When Awolowo was doing it, according to what I heard about him, when he wanted to start, we realized this is UK, this is England. What did they have? They didn't have much. But look at what we have in our land. Their land is not as fertile as our land. They go to our land, they take our resources, they bring it down to their land to build their country, leaving our country in abject poverty, leaving our people in hunger. Only no. Then he called some like-minded people, which we need to do today. Let us come together. We don't need multitude. Let's call around us the like-minded people. The people that believe in our mission, our vision, the people that believe in freedom. The people that know that our people are suffering back home. Because most of these our people back home do not know that they are suffering. Let's call them, let's come together like Baba Awolowo did. And I heard that the first day Baba Awolowo called that meeting with his colleagues around him, he was able to, to discover, maybe I think about 2 or 3 like-minded people, determinant people, the people that are determined to be free, that want their people to be free, that believed in freedom, that wanted their people to be freed rather. And that was how they started. Now, when Baba Awolowo wanted to build Yoruba nation, he called then a bank called National Bank. Before he called the National Bank, wọ́n pe àwọn ènìyàn wọn tí wọ́n jọ ń jà fún òmìnira ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. How do we build our nation after the independence? Nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí, mò ń wò, I have not seen it nínú àwọn ènìyàn wa tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ń jà fún òmìnira yìí. How do we build our nation before and after the independence? How are we going to be ranked among the forefront nations across the world? How do we build good name for ourselves, that after this world, when we will be no more, people will continue to talk good about us? 2 groups were formed. One said, one sent wọn lọ sí America. Another said, one sent wọn lọ sí Israel. Because some of these people have strong economy. They have strong economy, and they also life tí àwọn ènìyàn wọn live tó ń build fún àwọn ènìyàn wọn, their future very bright. Now, wọ́n lọ wọ́n understudy wọn. Now, wọ́n wò wípé the political party tó jẹ́ forefront political party ní America, they were big men, rich men, millionaires. So it's made it so easy for them. Tó bá fẹ́ lọ fún election, wọ́n finance election yẹn. Tó bá win election, then wọ́n award the contracts. Not that they will award the contract like what is going on in Nigeria now. Tó bá award contract on the executive. Contract will be awarded to them to recover their money back. They will execute the projects. Then profit tó bá wà lórí ẹ̀, wọ́n á dá padà sínú àpò tí wọ́n ti yọ owó tí wọ́n fi ṣe election. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe tiwọn nìyẹn. Now, I want to lọ sí Israel. They also understudied them over there in Israel. When they came back home, now I'm referring to Baba Awolowo now, nǹkan tó ṣe tó fi build Yoruba nation. Now, when they came back from Israel, what they studied over there was a little bit different from what they got from the US. Kí ni nǹkan tí wọ́n get láti Israel ni wípé àwọn tó jẹ́ forefront political party tí wọ́n build the country ńgbà náà, most of the people there are technologists. They had their companies, so they provide job opportunity for their people. They build different companies to employ people, less unemployed people. over there. Then àwọn people ni wọ́n finance àwọn project ní Israel. Then when they came back, wọ́n jókòó, wọ́n wé méjèèjì síra wọn. Which one will serve us better? They adopted the one they are using in Israel. Then they called National Bank. Then National Bank. You might want to National Bank. Okay. Finance us. If you finance us and we are able to get seats, you will be our bank. Finance us to establish companies so that poverty will be eradicated from our society. Our people will be gainfully, especially our youth, will be gainfully employed. That was how they started. Fortunately for them, fortunately for the bank, when they contested, they won the election. And boom, they started. But the money they got or they collected from National Bank, they made proper use of it. If you go to our banks today, most of the banks in Nigeria today are not strong anymore. Because our politicians want to buy you. Look at what Baba Olowo achieved within that short period of time. Now, how do we gain our independence today? We are calling on all the educated fellows. Not everybody anyway, because I know not everybody will answer our call. But we want to call everybody, please, especially the philanthropists, the people of high caliber. You know who is who among the agitators. I am not saying raising money publicly and all that is not good. Yeah, it's good. But there are some things we don't need to throw to the public. Single pocket. If you want to have a single pocket today, don't let us be deceived. Nigerian government will block it. They have the power. They are so powerful that the money that is supposed to, the money that is supposed to be circulating among the 210 or 206 million or 250 million people, just only less than 2,000 people. So they have the power, they have the connection to do anything they want to do. But I think we should use our number 6. Look at during the period of Abacha, only one person, only a single person wanted to topple the government of Abacha and wanted to fight for the freedom of Oduduwa nation. Then, perhaps he made a mistake along the line, so he couldn't succeed. We can do that today in such an advanced way. Let us sit ourselves down and think twice. Our people are seriously hungry. Our people are dying back home. If you're saying, if you are one of those people that say, why it was let them go on strike. How many people can afford to buy a week or a month food? Stock his house today for the food or with the food that he or she is going to intake for 1 week, and not to talk of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Now it's 12 a.m. here in Turkey. 10 p.m. in Nigeria. Let me bust your brain. Some people are there today. They are yet to eat their supper. They don't know what they're going to eat tomorrow morning. Many of them back home. Their freedom is in our hand. Is in my hand, is in your hand, is in our hands. Please, we are begging you. You can become the Awolowo of our days. You can free your people from this bondage. There are so many things we need to learn from the life of the like of Baba Awolowo. I am not talking about the other selfish leaders that we had there, because then too we had some selfish leaders. People like Akintola, people like Remi Fani Kayode. They started it, and this is where they lead us to. This is where what they did yesterday or last year or yesteryear. This is where it's landed us today. And we need to rise up. We need few committed and like-minded people. Please. Committed, like-minded people. People that have the love of their people at heart. That is ready to pay the price. People that are ready to do whatever it takes to take us from this bondage. As long as we continue to wait for Obasanjo, so we will continue to go deep down this pit, this bottomless pit. The moment as long as we are still waiting for Tinubu, that he should become the president of Nigeria to come and save us, so long we are digging our graveyards. Because one thing I am very sure about is that Tinubu will never get there. Write it down today. Take it or leave it. Whether we like it or not, whether you like it or not, whether his followers like it or not, or Tinubu will never get there. And if I thought Tinubu gets there, with the current constitution of Nigeria, 1999 constitution of Nigeria, Tinubu will become handicapped. When he gets there, he cannot do anything. Go and write it down. And I am very sure that he will not get there. He won't. Not even his life or his death will get to that seat. And one thing I want to open our eyes, especially within the Yorubas in diaspora that are well-to-do. Many of our youths back home are sick and tired of the current government. Many of them are sick and tired of Nigeria. But they don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to free themselves. They don't know how to start this battle. They don't know how to go about this freedom. That is why if you see some of them back home, the nation tí wọ́n ti gbìn sí wọn nínú, òun ni wọ́n fi ń hùwà tí wọ́n fi ń sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n á sọ̀rọ̀ Oduduwa nation. A máa gba Yorùbá nation, a máa ṣe kinní kan. No, it doesn't work that way. We can change their orientation. We can change their belief. We can change their ways of thinking, their way of thinking. By bringing them down, educate them, and elevate their spirits. Change their lives. Hello, mommy. Hello, mom. Yes ma, mo wà lórí program àṣẹ mo lè pè yín padà. All right ma. Ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí Ọbásanjọ́ sọ. Obasanjo has made his mind clear. None to us. Clearly none. I have never believed in Yoruba nation and never will I believe. Meaning, tẹ́bá sọ ìdàsókè or abẹ̀bẹ̀ sókè nígbàgbà ibi pẹlẹbẹ báyìí ló máa mú lélẹ̀. Do not wait for them. Ṣáwọn Bísí Àkàndé, Bọ̀dé George, àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ẹ wo bí wọ́n ṣe ń takùrọ̀. So that is to tell you that we don't have leaders in that country called Yoruba land. We don't have leaders. And we are calling on our people, wherever you are. This is the time. We must not fail. What did I say? We must not fail. Because if we dare fail on this road, it's going to be disastrous. I don't pray what I see, what I envisage comes to reality, lórí Yoruba nation. But what I believe and what I know ni mo fẹ́ kó come to reality. That is the Yoruba nation to come and stay. You can have an impact today. You can be of help. You can free yourself and your people from bondage. Look at the population of the countries in Europe. We have some countries in Europe that have with less than 500,000 population. And we are well over 60 million in Nigeria. That is in Yoruba nation. The people that are living in that country, more than 60 million people. According to Nkota Oti Mungbo, we have more than 80 million people, 80 million Yorubas in Brazil today that have traced their ancestral whatever down to Yoruba nation. We have them in Cuba. We have them in Trinidad and Tobago. We have them in all over the Caribbean islands, or the Caribbeans, that know and traced down to Yoruba nation. Over 60% of the people living in the Republic of Benin are Yoruba people. We have them in Togo. We have more than 5 million Yorubas in Côte d'Ivoire alone. We have Yorubas across the world. And the Bible program tí mo ṣe last lórí Facebook lórí Yoruba Nation, that was about 2 days ago. Tí mo ṣe àlàyé gbogbo àwọn kan tá ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. It's even more than enough to make us rank among the greatest country, the strongest economy in the world within 2 years, 3 years, or let's say 5 years at most, at worst. Kí ni Nigeria offer yín? Nigeria doesn't offer me anything. I'm not owing Nigeria a dime. I do not owe Nigeria a dime. Even calling myself a Nigerian, is a shameful thing. Because the name alone, Yoruba name alone, something else. All are philanthropists that believe in Yoruba nation. Please, we are begging you. ẹ má jẹ́ kí orílẹ̀-èdè wa kó di orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbàgbé. ẹ má jẹ́ kó dohun ìgbàgbé o. It's in your hand. It's in my hand. It's in our hands to get our nation. The security-wise, zero. Nigeria, that is supposed to be ranked among the richest countries in the world, has finally become the capital, the poverty capital, the world poverty capital. That is where poverty resides. And when we're talking about poverty, not ordinary poverty, but abject poverty resides in Nigeria. Not only residing in Nigeria, it lives in our people. Mentally, we have become poor. Physically, we have become poor. If you go to Nigeria today, landing at Lagos Airport, looking at the faces of our people, you will see that poverty. How many of them ló ń rẹ́rìn? Even tó bá ń rẹ́rìn kan dàbí pé ó ń sunkún ni, because the country has taken away from them that joy and happiness that they need. The joy and happiness has evaporated. It has disappeared from their midst. Materially, nothing to write home about. How many Nigerians today can afford to buy a brand new car? Do not forget, there was a mobile plant in Nigeria. Not even I think two mobile plants in Nigeria. Baba Olowo established this. But where is it today? It has become things of the past. We can rebuild our nation. We can tell our people that yes, there is hope for them. Because majority of our people today are hopeless. They're just living because they found themselves living. They have no bearing anymore. Even our graduates, if you ask them, they will tell you, I'm just living for living's sake. I'm just living for living's sake. Because many graduates have become useless. They are not even useful for themselves. Then talk of the society, their family, their immediate family. At the age of 45, you know how we cherish marriage in our country, in our own part of the world. But today, you see men, guys of 45, 50 years. Not that they don't want to marry, not that they don't want to settle down. But because of the situation of things in the country. Because the environment is not conducive. They don't even know. Sometimes when they wake up in the morning, they don't know what to eat in the afternoon. And they don't have food on their table in the morning. Then, wọ́n sọ wípé, báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ lọ gbé ìyàwó sílé? Ṣé kí n gbé ìyàwó sílé tán kó di liability sí mi lọ́rùn? Àbí kí ìyàwó mi máa fọwọ́ gún mi lórí? That's the situation of things in the country. Materially, we are minus 100. Sometimes when I watch our video, our films back home, marry our streets, Lagos streets, compared to their ghetto here where I am, And don't forget, in 1999, Nigeria, Obasanjo government gave them millions of dollars. The Obasanjo Abdul Salam government, I don't know, but I know that Nigeria gave them millions of dollars. Not lend you, give, dash them millions of dollars. When there was earthquake here in Turkey in 1999. But where Turkey is today, if Nigeria should continue this way, where Turkey is today, the next 1 million year, Nigeria will not get there. If I look at our streets in Lagos, even their villages here, their villages far, far better, more beautiful, more constructive than some of the best streets in Lagos. And you want to die for somebody that have been enslaving you for decades. Nigeria that doesn't have future for you. Where our future lies in is Yoruba nation. No more, no less. All our borders closed for how many years now? And they intentionally did that. How many Yoruba leaders? How many Obas? How many governors? How many ministers? How many senators? How many honorables? Notice Soros, okay. Wait, do you want to kill our people? But they did it together, collective effort. The elites, the rich are getting richer, while the poor are getting poorer. That's the situation of things in the country. Ask your people back home, or you try to look for a way to travel home to Nigeria. Move round the southwest. Don't go to Banana Island. Don't go to Victoria Island. But come to the mainland. From Eko down to Ojota, to Butemeta, to everywhere, Ikorodu. Move around these stations. Oju Elegba, Oshodi, Mushin, Mile 2, even Festac, Ojo, Okoko, Egbeda, Igondo, Ikotun, and all the axes on the mainland. Kewawu, Boya, our people need to be free. Our people are in bondage back home. Serious bondage. We need you. They need you. They need me. They need all of us. They need us to be free. There is nothing they can do. The only thing they can do is what they are doing. They can't do beyond that. But they need us. We are begging you. I am not saying you should call me. I'm not saying you should include me. To the people that will fight for the Yoruba nation in your caucus. But please, just do that for the sake of our people. Do that for the sake of our future. Because where we are today across the world, our futures are not guaranteed. Look at what they did to Floyd. Yes, the police officer that killed him is in prison today. He's in jail. Or can that bring back Floyd? And there are so many people again being killed. So many people being killed on a daily basis. order for that not to happen, rise up, save your people. Rise up, save your people. Rise up and save your people. Ó ní ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ìtùnú sí Jerúsálẹ́mù kí ẹ ké sí wípé ogun jíjà rẹ̀ parí àti pé adarí àìṣedéédé rẹ̀ jìn. Forget about what your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your father, your parents, or anybody must have done to you or might have done to you in the past. Because of what they did to you, you said, nothing will bring me back to Nigeria again. Nothing will bring me back to Yoruba again. Nothing will connect me to Yoruba nation again. But you can't change the fact that that is your source. Who knows? Where you are today, your Creator, I put you there because He wants you to free your people. Look at what happened to Moses. Moses was born by a slave, dumped by the riverside, took away by the princess, bred and brought up in the palace. But that freedom mentality remained in him. He went to the field, saw two people fighting. He saw the Egyptian maltreating his people. He killed him and buried him. The following day, he went out to the field, thinking that his people will not betray him. He saw two Israelites fighting as he was trying to separate them. And one of them said, so for what pamini, we should buy Egyptian land. Then the king was after Moses' life. His people betrayed him. He ran away for his dear life from palace to what? To the desert, living with the sheep. He became a shepherd because of what he wanted to do for his people, because he wanted to free his people, because he could not stand seeing his people being maltreated. But he never gave up. He saw the freedom coming. He believed it was going to come one day, but he didn't know how it's going to be or how it's going to come. He never gave up because he was so furious at the Egyptians, the way tí wọ́n ṣe ń treat àwọn ènìyàn. And look at what happened. Tó bá jẹ́ lómi á ní ẹ̀, èmi tọ́lọ̀ ń pè bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe pè. Ayé kí ni mo fẹ́ lọ? Báwọn ló betray mi. He still went back to Egypt. He tried to risk his life. He knew his life was in line, but he never, ever gave up. Wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá du ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ á sọnù. Cast your bread upon the water, upon the river. Many days later, you shall find it. You are going to pay the price. You're going to sacrifice some certain things. But when you are doing this, never bend your principle. even if it's going to cost you your life. Even if everyone else is doing it, never you bend it, provided you know that what you're doing is the right thing. I'm not talking about the politician because they know what they're doing is wrong, but because they are heartless. Now, in spite of that, Moses came back to save his people. When they got to the bank of the river, the Red Sea, some people were complaining, grumbling. Why did you bring us down to this place for destruction? Why didn't you leave us in Egypt? Because the Red Sea, Niwaju, the host of Pharaoh behind them. Moses looked up and God told him what to do. He stretched forth his rod to the sea, and the sea parted way for them. Despite the fact that many things Ọlọ́run ṣe, Ọlọ́run rọ̀jò mánà, ó rọ̀jò ẹran, ó mú omi jáde láti inú àpáta, ó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Some people are still there. Tí wọ́n oppose Moses. Àrí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Korah àti Abida. So, if that thing happens to you today, do not be afraid. Because it has happened to people that came before you. Sunday Igboho is paying his price today because of the love he has for his people. I am going to pay my price. When and how, I don't know. Perhaps the price I am to pay is what I'm doing now, I don't know. Only God knows the best. But whatever the price it may be, or it is, I, Ijinle Marcus, am ready to pay it. What about you? What about you? Are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to be called a free man? Or you want to continue to be called a slave? Because we are slaves today, we are not yet free. We are not free yet. Until we get our nation, that is when we can beat our chest. That this is a nation that belongs to me. Nigeria does not belong to us, and we do not belong to Nigeria. Because if Nigeria belongs to us, everything in Nigeria will have been shared equally. If you belong to Nigeria, no Nigeria will be moving from America down to Nigeria and get to Togo or get stranded, and the policemen are maltreating them, mishandling them, rough handling them, and Nigerian government will not send message to them immediately. If Nigeria belongs to you, our child will not die unlawfully in Côte d'Ivoire prison, and the Nigerian government has not done anything about it and is not ready to do anything about it. If Nigeria belongs to you, or you belong to Nigeria, many of our ladies, our women will not be maltreated in Saudi Arabia, in all these Arabic nations, in these Arab nations, Arab countries. And Nigerian government will tighten their lips. Our citizens in Libya that go about their lawful businesses or jobs, go out in the morning, by the time they come back in the evening, wọ́n á ti bọ́ọ̀gù ilé wọn, they are security men, wọ́n á ti destroy gbogbo property wọn, á tún kó wọn sínú prison, and Nigerian government will say anything. They say you belong to Nigeria, Nigeria belong to you. Can that happen to America? Only single soul was arrested here in Turkey in 2016. Single American was arrested. Why? Because they said he had hand in the coup that took place on the 15th of July 2016. You know what America did because of just only one person. They sanctioned Turkey and make sure that they destroy their economy because of just a single soul. How many our children today are no more because they are seeking greener pastures in the Arab countries. In Dubai, UAE, look at what they are doing to our people over there. The only country that you have on earth is Yoruba nation. Please. Ìyá mi Michelle Bello, oníbàbá ìjìnlẹ̀ Marcus. Kí ló dé tí ẹ gba President Buhari nílùú yín láti wá ṣe ọjọ́ ìbí tí kò lè ṣe ní location 419? Kì í ṣe ọjọ́ ìbí ni ó wá ṣe ìpàdé tí wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe gba ilẹ̀ wa pẹ̀lú Turkey President àti gbìyànjú láti rí wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn gan mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà níbí pé àwọn gan wọ́n sán lórí, kò sí nǹkan tá a ṣe tán àárín wọn. It's not our fault. Ṣé rí wíwá tó wá sí Turkey, that's more reason tí a ṣe ń ké pe àwọn philanthropists wa lẹ́ni, àwọn orísun, àwọn millionaires wa, àwọn educated fellow wa, àwọn well connected Yoruba people pé kán dìde. Mo rin àwọn ìrìn kan nílùú Turkey yìí láti ọdún tó kọjá tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò yìí. Mo risk life mi dé certain stage kan tẹ̀bi wípé just only one step ló kù láti rí president wọn, just only one step. Ṣùgbọ́n at the end of the day, nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ fún mi kò bà mí lẹ́rù o, ṣùgbọ́n ó kọ mí lóminú wípé àwọn ará bí wọ́n mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ fún mi ni wípé well, we can help you ní ọ̀nà kan ṣoṣo tí mi ò ní sọ lórí atẹ́gùn, pé ṣùgbọ́n ṣá káwọn wá láti ràn yín lọ́wọ́, we won't do it because they are Muslims and àwọn tó ń darí wa Nàìjíríà are Muslims, so they cannot afford to come and fight them. But on one thing, just only one thing ni wọ́n lè ṣe fún wa, kì í ṣe láti bá wa jà. We need to rise up. Ìgbà ewu la wà. Ìgbà ewu. Àwa nìkan la lè yọra wa o. Not America. Biden ti yọ Nigeria kúrò ní country tó ń persecute Christians. UK wants Nigeria to remain the same. Your leaders, you call them leaders, I call them rulers, want Nigeria to be one. It's not left to us to fight for ourselves. Nobody can fight for you. I'm very sure, by the grace of God, we are going to see the end of this, whether they like it or not. ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. I have so many articles right in front of me. I have so many videos right in front of me, but I will not go into that tonight because it's almost 1 a.m. here in Turkey. Almost 1 a.m. in Turkey. As I said, Yawa Mrs. MK Abiola Lágbára Ọlọ́run, possibly we are going to host her on this platform before the week runs out. We're going to create the awareness. She has something very important to tell you people. Then I also have a message for you before I go. And the message is this. Let us be very careful at this juncture. According to that reliable source, our politicians are at it again. They have started their strategy. They know we are not going to be easily back down. They know that we are not ready to back down. Let me use that language. That we are not ready to back down, and nothing can make us back down on this journey. Now, in the Bani platform, be very careful what you discuss openly on your platform. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ní àwọn ọ̀rẹ́, be very careful the friends you keep at this juncture. Ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ wípé ẹ mọ̀rọ̀ sọ, ẹ ṣọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sọ. Because they want to start some funny things. Start from January next year. Ó fẹ́ máa ṣe àwọn funny things kan lórí àwa tí à ń jà yìí. Ní flu ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ló ṣe wà. Ṣe rí gbogbo nǹkan tí mo sọ lálẹ́ rí pé mo wà emotional. Mo ń try láti control ara mi because there are some things don't go on behind the scene, don't go on underground lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yìí. Bó ṣe ń ká mi lára, ó ń dùn mí, ó ń pa mí gbé. That is why tí mo ṣe come out lálẹ́ yìí tí mo tún bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ pé if you look at the way I'm talking tonight, mo wà okay, mi ò sick, ẹ ṣé gan. Ìyá mi Kíkẹ́ lọ́mọ láfíà jì, ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ni. Because ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí, we need to go extra mile. We need to go extra mile. I know, I'm very sure we're going to get it, but we still have a lot to do. Ẹ má yẹ ká dúró de àwọn leaders wa kankan. Ẹ má yẹ ká dúró de àwọn group kankan. Whatever connection you have, please bring it on the table. Let's work on it. Mi ò ní flu o. Mo ń sun ẹkún àsùnsínú lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá, lórí nǹkan tí mo ń gbọ́ lórí àwọn olórí wa, lórí bí wọ́n ṣe ń tà wá, bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe fún wa, lórí bí wọ́n ṣe olórí máa try láti listen sáwọn followers. That is why tí mo yín sọ pé we don't have leaders, and leaders do not have that listening ears. They only care about themselves alone. They only care about about their pocket, about their family, their immediate family, their wives and their children. They don't even care about the extended family. They don't care. Provided they are okay. They don't want to care whether you are okay or you are not okay, whether you live or you die or whatever. They don't care. We're just begging you. We are not commanding you, and we're not going to force you to fight for your freedom. To live is by choice, not by force. No one can force you to live. But people can persuade you to. So you are the only one that can choose either to live or not to live. I just hope pé ìwọ̀n bá ta sọ lálẹ́ yìí bó máa so èso rí lọ́kàn àwọn ènìyàn wa. We have so èso rí lọ́kàn àwọn ènìyàn wa. We have a lot to do. And our people back home, especially the youth. I know you are intelligent. I know you are brave. I know some of you that are very, very brave and are ready to go. We can start from somewhere. When Cuba was in trouble, Fidel Castro called his colleagues. Nobody believed in him because he was a civilian. But he believed in himself. He took it upon himself to fight for his people. And he did that. When Chinese were tormenting Japan, their leaders, just like our leaders today in Yoruba land, didn't care because they were well-to-do. But only 8 youths rose up and they said no to China. They stood and they fought and they liberated Japan. Look at Taiwan today. As small as Taiwan is, China cannot stand on their way. But they suffered a lot in the hands of China. Taiwan was suppressed and oppressed until they said no. Enough is enough. Only 8 people liberated Germany. USSR, 8 people fought for them. We need 7, 9, 11 people to rise up for our freedom in Yoruba nation. We can do that. We know who they are. We know their capacity in Nigeria. We know what they can do. We know what they cannot do. Be brave. Don't give up. Especially our people back home. Do not give up. Because giving up is a disease only exhibited by the slackers. Inekebet says, since the hunters have learned how to shoot without missing, I have learned to fly without perishing. Tọmọdé bá gbógbọn kúkú, ìyá rẹ̀ á gbógbọn kúkú sísin sí pàdó. Let us strategize. Let us plan. He who fails to plan to fail. That adage goes to our leaders. They don't have bearing. They don't know what next to do. They are only after money. But being after money, the money is what is controlling them. So they are blindfolded by that money. We are going to suffer. We are going to be maltreated. Some of us will go to prison. Some of us will be killed. But don't let us give up. Because our parents, our fathers refused to fight for us yesterday. Here we are today, and if we fail to fight for our children today, I am afraid. Where are they going to find themselves tomorrow? But in order to avoid this, in order to avoid the disasters to were ahead of them, let us pay the price today. Let us sacrifice our lives, our properties, our money, our time to build their future for them. They will come, they will kill, they will destroy, they will steal, but don't let us look back. Ó ní kò sí ẹni tó fi ọwọ́ lé ohun ìtúlẹ̀ tó bojú ẹ̀yìn tó yẹ fún ìjọba ọ̀run. No going back. Don't compromise. Brethren, don't compromise. As for me, there is no looking back. I won't compromise. Let us take some risky steps. If you don't take a risky step, you can never ever make a mark. Wherever we are, wherever you find yourself, it's not by accident that you are from Yoruba Nation. Ó lè jẹ́ nítorí ti Yoruba Nation lọ́lọ́run ti dá yín sí Yoruba Nation for you to free that Yoruba Nation. Do not bury your talent. If you do so, God is going to take that talent from you and hand it over to someone very more important, someone that knows the value of that talent. Then you'll be worthless. You'll be useless. Do you want to be counted among the useless and worthless? Or you want people to remember you for fighting for your people? The body is your court to choose. I cannot choose for you. You can force the horse to the bank of the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink from the river. My own is to talk. Your own is to receive the message, digest it. If it finds a place in your heart, fine. If it doesn't find a place in your heart, no problem about that. But a day is coming. I may still be here. I may be here no more. But you continue to remember what I say or what I said. But as for me and my family, I will never give up and I will never back down as long as I am still alive. Whatever the little contribution I can make for the freedom of my nation, I will make sure I contribute it with my utmost capacity, with all my strength and the power given to me by God and nation. It's not left to you to either use your own for or against the Yoruba nation. It's not left to you to use your own either for or against Yoruba nation. Whichever way the pendulum swings, both have their rewards. For, you receive the reward. Against, you will receive the reward. No matter how. You can run, but you cannot hide. You can do what? You can run, but you cannot hide. Be you a king, be you a governor, a minister, a senator, an ambassador, wherever, whoever, be careful of what you do today, because the evil man goes around with him. Doesn't even go after him today, goes with him. What you are doing for Yoruba nation today, are you doing good for Yoruba nation, or you are doing evil to Yoruba nation? You know what you're doing. You don't need anybody to tell you that you don't really love your people. Yeah, our father and mother back home. Akọ́gí ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣojú ló tá a fi ń ṣe lálẹ́ ìyá wa níṣẹ́ Bello. Akọ́gí ò kì í ṣojú, kò ń ṣojú ńlá fi ń ṣe. Mo mọ̀ pé ìwọ̀nba tí mo sọ lálẹ́ yìí, àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àtàwọn tí wọ́n tún máa tún padà gbọ́, ó ṣeé ṣe kó so èso rere lọ́kàn yín. Tó bá so èso rere á dáa o. Tí ò bá dẹ̀ ti so èso rere kò sí wàhálà. Ṣé ẹ rẹ́ni mi ẹ rí bó ṣe dúdú tó jóná? Má fi gé òbí fún yẹn, má jẹ. There are so many things tí mo ń rí tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀. Ṣé rí àwa sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ a wà lára àwọn tó ní àṣírí lọ́wọ́ gidi gan. Ó kàn yẹ pé báwọn ẹlòmíì ṣe máa ń gbé tí wọn bó ṣe máa ń ká wọn lára náà máa ṣe wá sórí agbágbé tó máa fi sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n èèyàn tó bá listen sí program when I'm talking, if you are so wise enough, you know where I am heading to. But èmi ò kí ń la gbogbo nǹkan mọ́lẹ̀ pé kí n sọ bó ṣe rí. No, I will beat about the bush. I will use adage to cover some. Then idiomatic expression. Àṣàyàn ọ̀rọ̀ sometimes. Àfiwé ń gbà mí láti tan ìmọ́lẹ̀ sí àwọn nǹkan kan fún àwọn ènìyàn wa. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó yẹ pé a lè sọ lórí agbágbé. But tá bá sọ̀rọ̀, tá bá wá síta, tá bá sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe báyìí. You know me, lẹ́yìn pé bóyá bèrè owó internet, even for the past 2 months now, nobody contributed money for me. Although mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá community in Safe One because àwọn ni wọ́n ti ń ṣagbátẹrù láti nǹkan bí 2 months now. So the way mo ṣe stop because I don't want anybody to mention my name with money pé èjìnlẹ̀ gba owó báyìí ó ṣe kíní kan. No, I won't do that. Kì í ṣe pé bí a ti máa fẹ́ gbé paper sílẹ̀ mi ò mọ bó ṣe lè bá mi create ẹ̀. I know people across the world, is in UK, in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Brazil, everywhere, in other parts of the world. So let me create, but I will never do that. Because ọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ Oduduwa yìí kì í ṣe torí bára la ṣe gbé kalẹ̀. But we want our freedom. We are not supposed to be outside the country. If at all, we must travel outside the country. Ó kàn yẹ ká lọ ṣe vacation, then we come back. Or tàbá kan la lọ study, after our studies then we come back home. Ìgbà kan àwọn Indian tó máa wá máa apply for teaching job in Nigeria. Àwọn Britain wọ́n máa wá sí Nigeria lọ teach those days. Italians àwọn wá sí Nigeria wá teach. Àwọn French people they come to Nigeria láti wá ṣiṣẹ́. But today, even the Nigerian The Nigerian schools cannot afford to pay their indigenous teachers. Mélòó ni our teachers from abroad. Here we come to the end of today's program, or tonight's program. I'm begging you. Mi ò sick o, mi ò ní flu. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹkún àsunsínú òun là ń sùn. Lórí ètò lónìí. Ẹ má gbàgbé ẹ má bá wa subscribe sórí pages wa. Lórí YouTube, Ìjìnlẹ̀ Media or Ìjìnlẹ̀ Ìgbòho Media. Telegram wa Ìjìnlẹ̀ Logistics Turkey ó ní Telegram wa. Ẹ máa rí àwọn aṣọ bàtà nǹkan tàǹtà bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú prices. The same thing lórí Instagram Ìjìnlẹ̀ Logistics Turkey. Ìjìnlẹ̀ Media or Apedegbaye _presenter. Lórí Telegram, lórí Instagram, lórí Facebook wa Ìjìnlẹ̀ Media or Ìjìnlẹ̀ Logistics. Be Golden _collection ìyẹn náà wà lórí Instagram ó wà lórí Facebook. Then lórí Twitter wa Ìjìnlẹ̀ Media TV. Ẹ máa bá wa subscribe, ẹ máa follow, ẹ máa share fún àwọn èèyàn wa. Ó ní ọ̀ṣẹ̀un ọlọ́ka ṣeun ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá wa jẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ àìbínú mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣé gan. Láṣẹ Ọlọ́run gbà tí iṣu Odùduwà bá máa jiná wọn ní fi àtẹ̀mí àti ẹ̀yin wọn ní fi wá ṣe àwátì. Títí di ọ̀la tí a tún máa pàdé ojú wa ò ní kọ àtúnrí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni etí wa kò ní kọ àtúnbọ̀. Yàrá mi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o bó ṣe yẹ kó rí nìyẹn kì í ṣe gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ni wọ́n sọ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n máa ń rò wípé àwọn ló mọ ọ̀rọ̀ sọ. Ẹ ṣé gan. Tó ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa orúkọ tèmi kò tí ì yí padà Ìjìnlẹ̀ Marcus Apedegbaye gbogbo ilẹ̀ Turkey. Guru Maharaji adẹ́rìn pòṣónú ṣùgbọ́n lálẹ́ tún ní ẹ̀ní kọ́ la wá dá para wa ọ̀rọ̀ gidi ọ̀rọ̀ tó korò òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ la wá bára wa sọ lónìí. Wọ́n tún máa ń pè mí ní Mr. Sport. Èmi lọ́mọ òrìlẹ́gùn níbo orí tí ho ọ̀nà jàkà yóò bó ṣe òrìrì ka ìgbó rẹ̀ mọ́. Èmi lọ́mọ aṣọ̀tún ṣòsì má bàbí kan jẹ́. Ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ ọ̀dọ̀rẹ́ ọmọ màjọ́ọ̀bà ọmọ múlà méjì ojúṣe yẹ. Ó dàárọ̀ ká sùn láyọ̀ ká jí láyọ̀. Ire lójú owó rí o ire kàǹkà ó dàárọ̀.
Hello people,
ṣé kí n ṣe pé ló ń já wa o ìgbà wo la fẹ́ gbọ́ná tá ò ní lè yé ìṣera wa àjòjì fẹ́ kó wa lẹ́rú ẹni á fi wọn sílẹ̀ ká máa wò wọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí máa lẹ́yìn o tẹ́ ò bá lè jẹ́ ká gbòmìnira.
ti pé ogun ti dé sílẹ̀ Yorùbá báyìí ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ irọ́ ni pé.
ilẹ̀ wa Yorùbá nation ó dára ó lẹ́wà ilẹ̀ òmìnira kò síbikíbi tí a lè wà lórílẹ̀ ayé tí a lè gbàgbé Yorùbá nation jọ̀wọ́ o Olúwa mú wa dé ibẹ̀ tọmọtọmọ tọkọtọkọ tayátayá wa kí gbogbo ayé lè mọ̀ wípé ilẹ̀ tiwa ni àwa yóò dé Yorùbá nation jọ̀wọ́ o Olúwa rọ̀ wá ní ọwọ́ láti gba ara wa nínú ìnira kò sọ́gbọ́n kọ́gbọ́n tí Nàìjíríà fi lè tàn wá jẹ àwa yóò dé Yorùbá nation. Yorùbá ilẹ̀ òmìnira èmi kò jẹ́ gbàgbé rẹ̀ èmi yóò máa sọ ní